Man, I love that intro. The Overtime Sports Show, the most interactive sports show on social media. I'm AV.
Boy, G-Man from a G and a Pimp, and our unofficial mascot. This is Tyson. Say, what's up, baby?
Tyson in the building.
Well,
Give me some barks. Woof, woof.
Tyson
gonna
in
do
the building. Hey, man.
Appreciate you guys joining us today. Be sure to like, share, and comment. It's an interactive show with you, so we want to hear your thoughts on all of these hot sport topics that have happened over the week. But, G-Man, we would be remiss if we didn't show love to the hip-hop icon, legend, actor, entrepreneur. He influenced the culture. We lost DMX today. Rest in peace to the homie DMX.
Man, my memories of DMX go back to the Box Car Show. I said it was one of my first car shows. I don't know if it was 2003 or 4. We had DMX and Ludacris, and I remember DMX was backstage. Man, he was just bouncing up and down like he was excited, he was ready to go. And right before they brought him on, he lit a cigarette right there at the overline. He lit a cigarette, like he took 2 quick puffs and then ran on stage. And no hype man, no entourage, by himself, just ripped it. I could still see Ludacris backstage. He was, because we had a little TV monitors backstage. He was like this, man. Ludacris just watching the TV monitor, like, man, this dude by himself, just ripping it, man. And that was the DMX that I remember. That's the DMX that I'm gonna always remember. I know he had his trials and tribulations, man. DMX, man, you can't deny his talents, man. When it came to what he did and what he brought to the hip hop community, the whole Rough Riders anthem, the whole motorcycle club, everything.
Right. Yeah, man. When you think about just the influence from an apparel standpoint, everybody was wearing the Rough Riders gear. Basketball players, NFL players, Ray Lewis, they warmed up to DMX music before their games. And like you said, I think about in my community where I grew up in Sunnyside, pit bulls was a thing. We had like at least 4 pit bulls on every street. And so he made that, real cool. That fellas like walking around with their dogs. Motorcycle clubs increased because of his influence. And even in the church world, a lot of sermons use "y'all gonna make me lose my mind" up in here, man. So he influenced the culture. One of my favorite movies from DMX was Romeo Must Die, and of course Bella, which he was in his first movie that he acted in. And a lot of people don't know he actually walked away from his movie career.
Man, he I know he was battling a whole bunch of demons, man, and I know he was on Ayanla Fix My Life. I know he kind of showed out right there, and people knew something was wrong with DMX at the time. And let me say what's up real quick to TJ Varner. Hey, TJ, he was supposed to join us today on Overtime Sports Show. I sent you the link to your email, so if you want to click on it, we'll put you backstage and bring you on, because I know Brother AV is on the field right now doing his thing. So, but
he's a 2-in-1. But I do a 2-in-1, baby. I do a 2-in-1. I try to do the best that I can. But rest, RIP to DMX, man. We're definitely going to miss him. Further details will be coming out about his funeral services, and we'll definitely be able to pass that on to you guys. Let's jump into it. NCAA championship. You won some money on this. The Baylor Bears beat Gonzaga. They didn't just beat them, man. They whooped Gonzaga, dominated from start to finish, 86-70. Of course, the first time that Baylor has won this national championship. The ladies have been winning national championships for years, but congratulations to Baylor on winning the national championship.
Yeah, I know you mentioned the whole bracket thing. We have a bracket at work. We all fill it out, and I had 3 of the 4 Final Four participants in my bracket, and I had Baylor beating Gonzaga in the final. So I won a gift card. I haven't got it. It's supposed to hit in the mail. I don't know what it is.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's probably need to go eat somewhere. But hey, man, I was surprised that I was one of 9% of the world who filled out their brackets. I was in that 9% of getting at least 3 of the 4 and picking the championship too.
I'm always nervous when a team goes undefeated in a season. I know Indiana went undefeated in 76 and won it all, but now, it goes back to the New England Patriots days when they were undefeated, lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. So I thought with Gonzaga, I said they're going to hit a wall somewhere, and the worst time to hit it is in the championship game, because people thought Baylor had stumbled when they came off of the COVID suspension that they were on. And when they came off of that, they stumbled, lost a couple of games, and then they went on a winning streak. And you saw the Baylor defense, you saw the offense that Baylor has. Man, that team was stacked, and they showed it in the championship game.
Yeah, man. And shout out to U of H too, man. I thought they were giving a little bit better game, man. But I think Baylor was peaking at the right time. I don't think anybody's gonna stop Baylor. Gonzaga was, beating boys by 20 plus. I don't know. I think they averaged like a 20-point win on everybody. But when they had trouble with UCLA on that Saturday, I said, man. I don't know. I don't know if Baylor played it. They played against Houston. There was no stopping Baylor. And sure enough, they came out guns a-blazing, man. So shout out to Waco. Texas has a national champion in Baylor, man. So shout out to them. So
TJ is in the building.
What up, Flavor? So TJ has been a fan of the show for a long time. Even on our Facebook Live, he would just join us. He also coaches, I think, with the Pee Wee football, right, TJ? The Seahawks?
Well, last year, man, I was actually with the Texas Pines Elite. That was a 13U team. We finished number 5 in the nation. Right now, I'm currently doing track and field, youth track and field. We actually have our first track meet tomorrow out there at the Rig.
All right,
yeah, man, it's going. Yeah, I try to keep active with the kids.
Yes, sir. I did that for several years myself, TJ. So I know how that is. It's a great investment in the community. And so we got to get into some NBA, G, man, since we got TJ on there.
Yeah,
let's get it.
Actually, AG, you're gonna be a little upset, but TJ's an actual Cowboys fan, so we're gonna let him.
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. Wait,
slide today, though.
Yes, sir.
Who controlling the button back there? Get TJ out of here, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Coming on today.
Yes, sir. Y'all, it's time for the NBA Minute. Obviously, we do the NBA Minute on the box every day, but the NBA brought to you by Hennessy, never stop, never settle. The spirit of the NBA. Now, last night, the Rockets, they broke their 5-game losing streak against the Mavericks the other night. Tonight, they got the Clippers. But what do you think about the game on Wednesday night? Did you think the Rockets are showing out? That's what they're going to look like from now on, or what are you thinking?
Man, listen, I'm like this, TJ, and you could probably second this emotion. I just think it was just one of those nights that the Rockets were able to win. Like I told you from the beginning, I want us to be in rebuild mode. I want us to get that top 4 pick, let these youngsters do what they're going to do during the regular season. But, TJ, I'm trying to get a lottery pick.
Hey, man, what I honestly think is, just like you said, the Rockets, man, they slipped up, they got one. But what I think they should do the rest of the season, just like you said, try to get that lottery pick and let the youngsters jail, man. If the youngsters jail and they come back next year, man, I think you'll see a completely different team. But you gotta let everybody jail for the rest of the season. Go ahead, pick you up some youngsters out of college, man, and probably somebody from overseas, and go ahead and start up like that. But man, go ahead and just toss the season to the side, man. I think that like I said, it was one of those lucky wins. I mean, hey, we'll take a win any day.
Yeah, man.
So now the Clippers, they're loading up. They obviously got the Market Boogie Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So, they beat the brakes off. I don't know, was the Heat last night? They beat the brakes.
They beat the Suns, baby. Beat the Suns.
They beat the
Suns, one of the top teams in the league.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And
boys tonight, 9:00 tip, man. I just they got a 35-18 record. I just don't see the Rockets doing much, but I hope we see a little bit of what we saw on Wednesday tonight, and they can at least keep it competitive, man. I mean, I don't. Yeah. Like you said, I think they lose. It's a good thing too because we get lottery pick. We get closer to that.
Yes,
what do you think of the impact of DeMarcus Cousins? With the 10-day contract with the Clippers. I mean, he had a little bit left in the tank, of course, coming off the Achilles injury. I think him and Rondo with the Clippers. Rondo's playoff experience, it goes through the roof, and when the playoff comes, the light turns on. Rondo turns into another man. So I think that if you can get 10, 15 minutes out of DeMarcus Cousins, not saying they're going to beat the Lakers, but I think they're going to make an impact in the playoffs. What you think, TJ?
As far as Boogie, I honestly think, man, they just need to go ahead and just let Boogie play, man. Like you talk about, somebody that's been in the game. I mean, I understand Boogie. Boogie can have his moments, but you still have a players coach that can sit there and help the team out too.
Yeah. That's good. And we got a shout out to Ben McLemore. He signed with the Lakers, man, filled their final roster spot. He was a big part of our team here, but when they decided to go young, they let Ben walk. I actually thought we were going to trade him, but they let him walk, and he was able to go and sign with the Lakers.
Yeah, Lakers are going to be I think they're going to be – I know they lost yesterday. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with, man. They're loading up this as well. But, man, right now in the West, I mean, you got to think the Lakers are the team to beat. Clippers, I think that it's going to be an LA versus LA, to see who's going to make it to the final. That's what I think. Although you got Denver Nuggets playing good, you got the Utah Jazz playing good.
The Suns are rolling.
Man, I hate to say it because I'm a man. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm a Lakers fan. I'm a LeBron fan, but I hate to say it. Utah gonna knock one of them out.
Yeah, I can see Utah knocking the Clippers off for sure. I can
Man,
see
that's
that, man.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
Utah is just one of those. Man, Utah has been one of those teams since Akeem Olajuwon. Man, like that's that Patrick Beverly, not in the ear type thing. Like you can't never underestimate them any game.
All right,
It's gonna be good.
The Lakers will be debuting their championship banner coming up in May. I believe it's May the 12th, one of those days. But they're going to finally unveil it because they won it in the bubble last year. So I don't count that.
And I can't let you listen. I can't let you get off of this NBA minute without talking about your boy James Harden. When he played for the Rockets, he never missed a game. Now he's out 10 days, dealing with hamstring injuries and injuries. Now, of course, Durant came back and did good in the first game, but Harden out here limping. So that lets me know that in the playoffs, Harden gonna fold one more time, TJ. He gonna fold one more time.
Man, G-Man needs to go ahead and replace that. Replace it.
I can't. But you got to look at that picture right there, man. That's the one right there. So
okay. Yeah, that's. Hey, you got permission to leave it up there, man.
G-Man like him because he be raining in the club with him. That's what that is. That's all that is.
That's what his problem was here, man. But I think the same. I'm gonna be honest with you. The way that I feel about Durant is the same way how I feel about James Harden. I lost respect for Durant when he went chasing the ring.
Yep.
But as far as his athleticism, man, Durant is an excellent basketball player. You can't take that away. That's how I feel about Harden, man. Like Harden, you gave up on your team here, man. Like, the way that you are supposed to show that you're a leader, like that's not leader qualities, man. And then for you to, give bare minimum, and then the first game you go out there, man, and you bust a triple double.
Yeah.
So and then you trying to build a superstar team just to get a ring, man, and you went to the East. Like to me, I understand you got the Celtics, you got the 76ers, but man, if you want to get that ring, man, stay in the West. Compete for it.
Well, on that note, who do you think? What's your prediction for the finals, TJ? Who you got in the finals? If you was a betting man, who would you bet on to be in the finals?
Oh man, I hate to say it, man, but in the finals, man. See, it's gonna be
somebody that nobody's even thinking about.
Nobody's thinking about, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna.
You feeling that Utah? I know you feeling Utah. Man, I can tell.
It's either gonna be Utah or the Suns out the West, and oh man,
it's got to be the Nets. If they're all healthy, it's got to be the Nets.
No. Too many people need the ball. Too many people need the ball. So like when it's like game 6 or 7 on the line and you got 3 seconds left on the clock, who's gonna take that shot?
I bet you Kyrie take it.
You see what I'm saying?
I bet you that. Yeah.
So
I bet you.
Man, I can't take the Nets, man. I see somebody upset them. I don't know who, but you can't never count Boston. I don't care how Boston is playing. You can't count Boston out in the playoffs ever, man. That's like, going to the Staples Center trying to beat them in the playoffs, man. Like it's in certain environments you can't beat certain people, man. So I'm not gonna count them out. I think they could beat the Nets in a 7-game series? No, but I think that if they give them a physical game, physical series, the Nets will be beat up for whoever they got to play next.
I love it, man. Love that.
More the NBA minute on the box. Of course, brought to you by Hennessy. Never stop, never stop.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Let's get into it, baby. Let's get into it, baby. Let's get into it. Whew. Baseball season is in full effect now.
Yes, sir.
Of course, we got the 2021 MLB All-Star Game has been relocated from the ATL, of course, dealing with the voters' rights oppression, what I like to call it. You're trying to come up with all these new rules and regulations on not allowing people to vote. And I hate that, man. I know they're even trying to do that here in Texas. We won't get into that, but they're going to relocate the All-Star Game to Denver, which is a good move. I'm like, hey, if you're going to try to do voter suppression, the great way to get back at those in leadership and in politics is to hit them in the pocketbook. So it's definitely gonna hit them, and this is gonna bring some good stuff to Denver, man. So I'm excited about that. How you fellas feel about that?
I definitely feel just like you said, man. To get somebody's attention, man, you got to hit them where it hurts. You have to hit them where it hurts. And I really think that Denver should really, I'm talking about, go over the top, man, for this All-Star, just to prove a point. Like, hey, this is what you missed out on. The only downfall to the All-Star game being in Denver is the home run derby.
You're right.
That home run derby, man, those balls, man, they're gone, man. Those balls are gone, man. But yeah, I think if Denver really puts on, like I'm talking about go all out, like just, hey, this is what you missed out on, okay? Then they'll start reconsidering, and it's gonna wake a lot of cities up.
Right, definitely. You know what? I tell you one thing, our city is woke. The Astros are rolling, baby.
Yeah,
rolling.
You'll be 7-0. They gave it up against the Angels that first one, but they should. But 6-1, man. They still. But the funny thing is the media, the nationwide media, they're still not really giving us too much respect. I watched ESPN today. I watched online. They're not giving them no respect. They're talking about the Dodgers, talking about the Padres and the White Sox. I'm like,
right.
What are y'all?
Yeah.
But, hey, you know what? It's all good though. I like being under the radar like that.
Yes, sir.
Smacking balls.
And you see with the trash cans in Oakland, and of course when we played the Angels, still people coming out with the trash cans. And I just like how Altuve, Carlos Correa, Bregman, all the players are stepping up, hitting big time home runs, and the Astros are rolling right now. So I'm definitely excited about this season and this team. I just hope that we're able to work out a deal with Carlos Correa, because I know our owner Crane came out and said he doesn't mind Correa testing free agency, but I just think that's a big mistake. We already lost George Springer, man. I don't want to see us lose Carlos Correa behind money, because as you see, he's already producing so far as the season kicked off, TJ.
Right, man. Like Correa is to me, man. I look at Correa, man, like the old Bagwell, or like Correa is the heart, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like Correa's. To me, man, I feel like Correa, man, brings that energy, man. And once Correa is rolling, man, the rest of those bats wake up, the defense wakes up. Like it's like they're rolling, man. You can't lose a player like that.
Yeah, well, right now they lead the major leagues in home runs in the first week and a half of the games. But the game last night, I was going to go, but I had to work late, so I ended up watching it somewhere out in downtown, and it looked like Minute Maid Park. They had some fans there. We're not at full capacity like some stadiums are.
Right. The Rangers.
Last night
just had a sellout crowd.
Had 38,000 people in their stadium home opener. Now, is that a super spreader or what's going to happen there, TJ?
Man, that's
a super spreader.
Man, that is I'll go to Stephen A. Smith, man. That's blasphemy.
Yes.
38,000. Like, man, come on, man. 38,000, and we're still in the pandemic.
They just opened a new stadium, so last year they didn't have nobody could be there. So I think everybody.
Man, I know, man. I had to go to AT&T Stadium. I saw the Ranger Stadium. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, man. The Ranger Stadium, man, is nice. If you get a chance to go by the Ranger Stadium, I can't lie. It's nice. It's something to see. But
yeah, man,
for me to sit next to somebody and we still got the pandemic, no, sir.
Yeah, not gonna do it. I want to see how you guys feel as well. You can comment, share, and share your comment with us. What do you think about that? 38,000 people in a stadium with no social distancing. I cannot even imagine that. Mask, vaccination, whatever. I'm still not gonna be in that situation. But speaking of in a situation, Deshaun Watson, man, 22-18 still, but he's lost a lot of endorsements from Nike. Of course, HEB said that when the regular season ended, his contract with them ended. You got our energy company here. Yeah, Beats by Dre, and companies are falling off of Deshaun. So is this a sign of the end for Deshaun Watson, fellas?
G-Man, answer that first. I want to hear what G-Man got to say. I've been riding hard for Deshaun, man. I'm still going to say no. I think, I know today they came out in court that the accusers have to go ahead and say they have to identify themselves to who they are. Last night we had this conversation watching the Astros game. We were talking about, well, you have 22 or how many of the women it is, but then you got another 18 saying, oh, he's never touched anything. So, do you wait for, court dates and for that to come out? I mean, people are already, judging him off what people are saying. Now, don't get me wrong. If it's true, then I don't condone any kind of that behavior. But if it's not true and they just do that just to mess with him because he don't want to be here or whatever, I think that's wrong too. So I'm gonna hold judgment, man, until I find out exactly what's going on.
Okay. Miss Solis came out this past week and they did the whole press conference with Tony Busby, and then of course Watson's attorney Rustin Hardin came behind that press conference and said this was the same woman who tried to get $100,000 out of Deshaun. So you kind of got this back and forth going on in the media. It's really, the court of public opinion of what we're seeing. I don't think it's going to ever go to trial. I think it's just going to be fought right here in the court of public opinion. But they went to two courts today, got two junctions. As you said, 13 of the 22 women now have to identify themselves, which gives Hardin and Deshaun Watson an opportunity to kind of come back on some of these women and try to kind of make it whether it was consensual, because I heard that word used a couple of times this past week, that a lot of these situations were consensual. So they're trying to prove that no, Deshaun didn't cross the line. This was a consensual situation between Deshaun and the masseuse.
One of the topics last night that they were bringing up, a lot of people were talking about it at our table. They were saying, well, Deshaun Watson, shouldn't he have like one or just two masseuse,
G-Man, hold that thought. That's why I wanted you to go first. That's why I wanted you to go first.
Now, I'm gonna rebut. This is what I said. I said, but sometimes you just can't have one or two, because what if they're busy doing other things that you got to have other people on call, or if in another city. I mean, but I don't know. But that came up yesterday saying, why you got to have 30 or 40 masseuses? Why can't you just have one or two?
Come on, TJ. About it, man. Deshaun Watson, man. You think of before this, you named the name Deshaun Watson. The first thing you think is super quarterback. Some of the ladies are like, man, like Deshaun, I gotta have him. Superstar, leading quarterback of the NFL, young, rich. Bro, you can't put yourself in some situations, man. Right. I mean, you just can't. I mean, if it's true, if it's not true, at the end of the day, you put yourself in that situation. And it's easier said than done because, again, we're not in the situation, but at the end of the day, man, like you can't put yourself in a situation like that. I understand having, one or two, even maybe three, but man, the fetish is kind of, it's over the top. It's definitely over the top.
Yeah, especially as you guys said, I mean, the league, the team has plenty of massage therapists that you could go to if that's just something that you want to do. But what made me nervous too, G-Man and TJ, was the fact that your camp is helping to endorse this.
Right.
Like somebody in your camp, you need to have somebody around you to say, hey, brother.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough, because we all on the line and we seeing all these endorsements, because we all making, if I'm in your camp, we're all making money off of you. You're the money source right now. So we need to protect you as much as you can. And I don't like seeing Beats by Dre and Nike and HEB and all these other endorsements going out of the window because we never step up to say a word to you.
Now, another thing as far as that, man, is I think that the businesses, man, that was, that's backing out, I think that they're jumping the gun. I understand about protecting their brand. I understand about, protecting their name. But, to pull out, most of the time when a company pulls away from you, man, that you're not going to get that back. So to just prejudge him, I mean, you're basically proving him guilty before, anything comes out.
I heard somebody today, was today or yesterday, saying on the radio, another station, they were saying he has a feeling that Deshaun played his last NFL game. I don't see that. I don't see that happening. I think the guy has too much talent. I don't think it's like a Ray Rice situation. Well, I don't want to say if it's true, it's bad all the way around. It's bad all the way around. But it's his word against their word, until it comes out. I don't know. I can't see. There's somebody commented earlier. There's teams that are going to want to sign Deshaun Watson.
Oh, definitely.
There's definitely. There's
people out there like the Cowboys who don't care about what you did in the street. You can be
right. You're right. Hey, you are absolutely right about. Hey, G man.
Yeah.
That's the only comment. That is the only comment that I will agree with you about the Cowboys, G man. You are absolutely right.
Oh, here we go. TJ, speaking of your Cowboys, videos have been circulating of rehabbing Dak Prescott.
No boot.
He gives the boot a boot. Dak is back. TJ, are y'all going to the Super Bowl? I can answer that for you. Heck no.
Look, I'm a diehard Cowboy fan, DC 4L, man. Dallas Cowboys for life. But I'm not one of those Cowboy fans that's going to tell you, and G-Man will tell you, man, I'm not one of them that's going to say, man, we finna go to the Super Bowl. We're going 14-2. Man, I'm a realist, man. One thing about the Cowboys, man, is yes, Dak Prescott is back. Congratulations. What are we going to do in the backfield? Ezekiel Elliott's numbers, man, has went down tremendously from his rookie season. Every year his numbers go down. Dak Prescott can't throw the ball 80% of the time. That's how you get interceptions. That's how you start getting people just to play zone, back up, guard your receivers. If you don't have a running game, then you don't have nothing. Then I'm looking at, man, the Cowboys are going to try to get another receiver for Dak. I'm like, dude, we need a line to protect him and defense.
Receivers already. Got a bunch of them.
Let me ask you this, TJ. So with how Dak got hurt last year, do you think it's going to be in the back of his mind when he sees that O-line break down and he got to run? Do you think he's going to still have that same mentality of taking off running like that, or you think he's going to say, "Man, wait a minute, let me just throw the ball away or something"?
Nah. One thing about it is, and I'm not going to lie to you, when Dak was at Mississippi State, man, I told everybody Dak would be a buster when he gets to the league. So he made me a believer. I even said that when we drafted him, I was like, man, dude, why did y'all draft this bum? But at the end of the day, like, he made me a believer, like the way that he is when he does the little simple basic Tony Romo spin out and takes off running. Like, the only thing that I don't like about Dak, and I think that he will still continue to do it, he takes too much contact. Instead of him sliding, he wants to run somebody over or try to get extra yards. Dude, go down. That's how you're going to get injured.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, I tell you what, though, y'all going to be in the same boat with us, a little bit better than us. I know we got all these one-year contracts. I expect y'all to be a little bit better than us, but I don't expect y'all to do nothing real good this year. I know Derek, he's a big-time Cowboy fan. As you see him chiming in with every Cowboy comment he can think of. And Derek, listen, go sit down somewhere. You and TJ, give it up. Y'all know what's going to happen. I always tell every Cowboy fan this one line. You know how the story is going to end. So get ready for the disappointment.
Or in the words of Stephen A. Smith, what can go wrong will go wrong.
Will go wrong.
Hey, man, Stephen A. Smith is an idiot when it comes to the Cowboys, man. I can tell you this. Look, I'll be a realist this year. I'll be a realist. We'll go 9-7, 10-6 at the best. All right.
I see the Cowboys doing better than that, man. I think the NFC least is.
Oh man!
I think the NFC least is their division to take. I think with the healthy Dak Prescott, they would have won it last year. They should win it again this year. I mean,
we have a healthy team. As far as us winning the division, I don't care about winning the division. I don't care about making it to the playoffs, man. Like, I mean, that's what we're supposed to do. I mean, with the Cowboys, I'm not saying that being
Lord.
But look, seriously, the Giants haven't been nobody. The Giants, they haven't been anybody. The Redskins.
Oh Lord, more Cowboy fans.
Let me not say the Redskins. No. The Washington football team. Okay.
And I'm not a Cowboy hater because you can see I got that right there. You see that?
Yes, sir.
This boy got every jersey in America in his house.
This is the actual ticket from the game when they beat the Cowboys, the very first game. So I had to put that in a memorabilia. I had to put that. The jersey I wore right there.
I was there.
So you see, I'm not a
look. He got 2 million, TJ.
Ooh, yes, sir.
I don't know, TJ. I don't know his loyalty, man. I don't know what team he with. He just with the league. He got the league. He's
definitely a Cowboy fan deep down inside. I'm telling you, G-Man. Hey, man, G-Man, I got a bandwagon ticket for the low for you, man.
I see.
You know,
TJ,
one of our followers, man, Raymond, he's always on here. Raymond's always big Cowboy fan. We're gonna go.
man.
And he's always when you gonna come on. I said I'm gonna be a Saints fan before I become a Cowboy fan.
I want everybody to hear this.
Y'all brought it out of him tonight.
Look, man, Cowboy fans is everywhere. You low key a Cowboy fan, but
I wish I was.
I'll say this to everybody while we're on the air. When the season starts, man, the bandwagon tickets will go up.
Hey, we're gonna say good night to you on that note, TJ. Y'all get TJ off of here.
Hey, I'm trying to tell y'all the tickets will go up, and for G-Man the triple, hey, the tickets will be triple.
Bye, TJ.
Hey, TJ, appreciate you joining us, bro. We got to jump into this Tiger Woods. We got a video. We're going to show an interview I did with Chris Como. He's a swing coach.
Yes, sir.
But TJ, man, I appreciate you for jumping in. I didn't think
Thank you, man.
So now I know you're definitely down for the next one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey,
y'all take care, man. Hey, it was definitely a pleasure, man. Hey, G-Man, y'all, hey, both of y'all keep doing y'all thing, man, for real.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you for your wisdom, brother.
No problem.
Hey, so again, there's gonna be some times when people make it and AV can't make it due to whatever comes up. So we definitely want the box listeners, man, to definitely chime in. So if you'd like to be a part of the show, man, you can always send us an email and let us know. But yeah, so before we get into the interview with Tiger's former swing coach, Tiger Woods, his accident a few weeks ago, doing 80-something miles an hour on a 45-mile zone. Today it was revealed that he didn't know where he was at. He thought he was in Florida. The man.
Listen, when you going 84 miles an hour and you crash like he did, you're gonna think you're in another city for real.
They said he hit a tree going like 75. He was doing 84.
Ooh.
He hit a tree going 75. The man is really lucky to be alive. But I will tell you this: if that was me, if that was you, if that was the Green Man from Mars, we'd be ticketed up big time. And then, but he's Tiger Woods. I guess they felt bad for him. They said, man, the dude was his bones was coming out of his leg, so we're gonna give him a break.
Yeah, they tried to give him a break because you're going, like you said, 84 to 87 miles an hour on that. It's like, man, whoo, that's tough. Listen, bro, we getting ready to roll into your interview. Of course, follow me, Faith and Fame with AV, and keep up with my man G-Man, Christian Mingle, and everywhere else this brother is.
Christian Mingle, Sally Madison, all them things, man.
Get off that Dollar Madison, man.
Pornhub on that. I'm on there too. OnlyFans on all that. Yeah.
You said what hub? What?
Pornhub. It's free, but you can get the premium. You get the premium one. And you can sing that thing on there.
Man, introduce your interview, man. Get a Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Look, the Masters just started. Justin Rose is leading, but Spieth is coming on, and we talked to Bryson DeChambeau's golf swing coach over at Golf Galaxy in Dallas last week. So he talked about the Masters, about his swing coach. This is Chris Como, a former Tiger Woods coach. He's only 43 years old, man. One of the best swing coaches. Wow. Y'all. This is Chris Como, Bryson DeChambeau's swing coach. So let's run that interview right now. All right, y'all. So got a very special guest joining me on the program today. One of the best golf swing coaches there is out there. Of course, he's worked with some of the best. Obviously, Tiger Woods, and now the former the U.S. Open champ and five-time, or I should say, number 5 player in the world, Bryson DeChambeau, Mr. Chris Como in the building. How you doing, Chris?
How you doing, G-Man? I'm doing well.
Man, I'm good, man. First of all, thank you for joining me, man. You're actually at my son's favorite store. He is there 5 days out of the week in that or spending my money inside of Golf Galaxy, man. That's what he's doing.
The easy place to spend money. It's pretty cool setup they have here. I haven't been in one in a while, and they've done a really nice job remodeling it and redoing their whole coaching club fitting program. It's pretty cool to see what they've done.
All right, well, obviously April 1st, that means it's Masters time. Let's first of all talk about how you got into the game, because you look fairly young. I know they said you were like one of the top 40 teachers under 40 or something like that, I read.
That was when I was under 40. Now I'm 43. That was like 5 years ago. that was an old designation.
That's okay, man. Hey, you look about 30 years old, so it's all good. So talk about how you got involved. Were you a golfer as a kid? I mean, how did that work?
I was a first generation golfer. My friend's uncle took me golfing, and I just got like hooked on it. I was probably around 16, and then actually got no one in my family played golf, so I got a job at a driving range, picking up balls on the range to pay for my golf, because golf's pretty expensive, and just kind of just grinded away, got halfway decent at the game, and then really, had a lot of coaches sort of like take me under their wing, and just really developed a love and a passion for coaching. And that, when I graduated college, I went down that path of becoming a coach pretty quickly.
Wow. So was your dreams of being on the PGA Tour? I mean, what was going on with that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think if you're whatever 20 years old or so, and you're saying, hey, look, I want to be a coach and I want to be one of the best in the world someday, that obviously would mean teaching the best players in the world. So I would say that was always a goal in my mind.
Okay. Now, obviously, you've coached some of the best players in the world, man. Is that intimidating to you? Do you think when you coach a Tiger Woods or a Bryson DeChambeau? Is it, or you just say, you know what, I know what I'm doing. Let me show you what you need to do. How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been coaching since I was 19, right? So, and I started teaching Tiger when I was 37. So, I had already been coaching for quite a while, right? So, I mean, I think at first when you're around someone like Tiger, there's a little bit of like, kind of like, wow, holy cow, this is like the best golfer of all time. But once you get in it, you're just kind of doing your thing. You're just, it's doing what I've always done. And my style of coaching isn't this dogmatic, like do what I say type of thing. It's definitely working with the player, understanding their feels, understanding their swing, their body, and how to help them find these small edges that they need to perform at that level. So I just kind of got into my own zen with Tiger, and we just did our thing, and it's no different with Bryson. Bryson's got his own process, very different than Tiger, but it's a process that works for him. And as a coach, I feel like it's important to be somewhat malleable to the person in front of you, and just kind of go down this journey with them to help them find, their own personal best swing, best way to play the game.
Well, who was the person that would you say would introduce you or got you started with these major golfers, and they just took off from there? Because now obviously everybody knows your name in the PGA Tour, LPGA. Who was the person that said, you know what, I can get you hooked up with this top golfer, and then from there it took off?
So I was in grad school for biomechanics at the time, and I was teaching full-time during the day, but going to grad school at night. And a fellow named Grant Waite, who played on the PGA Tour, actually came to the school where I was doing research, and he wanted to find out more about the research that I was doing. And we just sort of hit it off. And Grant's a great player, great coach, really dear friend. And he's just like, man, I really like the way you kind of like go about this, the way you think about it. I'd like to partner with you on some projects. And we kind of coached a couple people together for a few years. And that really just kind of got me into the mix of working with some of these guys on the PGA Tour. And before that, I taught a guy on the Nationwide Tour, or at the time at the Korn Ferry Tour now, and a lot of like top juniors. But Grant was a person who really kind of got me in front of some of the PGA Tour players. So eternally grateful to him.
Man, I also, I'm not a golfer. My sons are golfers, but I looked up and I saw that 2020 was just like a booming year for golfing. Was that
crazy?
Was that more to the pandemic because you're outside by yourself? I mean, because I know some golf courses were closed, but why the big boom in golf nowadays?
Yeah, I think it's a couple things happening at the same time. I think the pandemic, really there weren't too many things that people could do that were outdoors, recreational, but where you could still maintain the appropriate sort of distance, and golf was one of them. I also think golf it's sort of changing what it means to play golf, right? It used to be, okay, go out, play 18 holes, take up the whole day to play around the golf, right? And now it's like you can go to a place like Drive Shack or Top Golf, or whatever it is, or here at Golf Galaxy, they have like their whole indoor sort of training studio, and you can go, with a group of friends, have a beer, have a pizza, just kind of like mess around, enjoy yourself. Come to Golf Galaxy, work on your game for an hour, and then get back to work or get back to the family. So I think, given the variety of time constraints that people have in their lives, there's enough options to enjoy the game that can fit any individual's respective time constraints. So it's much more conducive for a lot more people to enjoy it in a bunch of different ways.
Okay, real quick, like I said, my son's always in Galaxy. They have great stuff going on there. Can you tell everybody about, how Golf Galaxy is helping people elevate their game, whether it's coming to fittings or when they come in? It's just like a one-stop shop, right?
Very much so. They've very much created this one-stop shop. I mean, obviously, like you mentioned, you can spend a lot of money here, but you're going to have fun doing it. So, got a great selection of clubs, and then they have a great system to help people fit those clubs to them. They brought on a bunch of LPGA and PGA professionals for coaching. So they got a great staff for coaching. They also have a bunch of technologies like TrackMan and some biomechanics tools. So, they're really creating a nice environment for people to go from everything to getting new set of clubs, get them fit, and then just in general get better at the game. I'm really impressed with what they've done.
Coach Barry at the Baybrook Mall Golf Galaxy. He's there. He taught my son a little bit. And before you go, man, what's a good tip for a youngster out there who's trying to figure out his swing, or even an adult who's getting into golf? What's a good swing tip for a winning swing?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big tip person. I'm a big person. I'm big on an advocate for, finding the right team and going down this path of really getting better at the game. And I think finding the right team involves, someone to help you fit your clubs, a coach, maybe a trainer. So I think that's the most important thing for a person to do. And again, we're here at Golf Galaxy. If someone's interested in checking out what they're doing, you can go to golfgalaxy.com. They've done a really nice job of bringing that all together under one roof. So I think it's a decent thing to check out.
Chris Como, the Overtime Show. Before I let you go, I would be a bad parent, Chris, if I didn't say my son started playing golf 3 years ago. He was shooting 125. He just finished his district shooting 87.
Wow.
His coach said, I'm shooting an 85. There's not much I can teach him. What should I do for him now? I mean, I would be bad if I didn't ask that.
Yeah. Just again, find him a great coach. I don't think there's anything you can do other than just be patient. I mean, he's making incredible progress. So just keep riding it out. It sounds like he's on a good path. I just keep enjoying it with him.
Yeah, he wanted to be a golfer at the age of 5, when Tiger Woods said, and I said, no, but I regret that. So parents out there, if your kids want to play golf at an early age, yes, please start them early.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Galaxy, man. Thank you for everything you do. And I can't wait to see Bryson in the Masters. And I hope he's one of my favorite golfers too. So I hope he wins the whole thing.
Thanks, G, man. Appreciate it, man.